Hey guys, about 2 months ago, we had the Prism Sentinel Pro door lock installed at our place, and after spending some time with it, we're finally ready to share our experience. We'll cover everything from our considerations before purchasing, to installation process, and most importantly, how it's performed in daily use. Let's dive in. Prism offers 2 types of locks, one designated for gates and one for standard doors. Beyond that, there are 2 tiers to choose from, the Standard and the Pro. The main difference between them is the 3D facial recognition camera, a feature I personally really like. However, using it does impact battery life. More on that later on. The Prism lock comes with multiple authentication methods for entering your home. If you prefer a straightforward approach, you can use the keypad to enter the code. This is useful for personal access or for generating single-use codes for guests, family members, or any ad hoc occasions. The package also includes 2 access cards and 2 stickers, both utilizing MyFair format for contactless access. These stickers can be attached to any personal items like your phone case, keychain, or wallet. Additionally, the Prism Sentinel Pro supports Bluetooth 4.0 with AES 128-bit encryption, enabling secure mobile access via the Prism app. If your phone is nearby, you can unlock the door through the app, giving you another type of access if needs be. For even greater convenience, the lock can be connected to the Wi-Fi via a bridge, secured with a VPA2 encryption. This allows for remote access so you can lock or unlock your door from anywhere, check the logs, and install firmware updates as needed. There's also fingerprint scanning for quick and secure access. This provides an extra layer of security by ensuring only registered fingerprints can be used. If you're considering getting one of these locks, the next step is to check whether your door or gate is compatible with the installation. Prism actually has a really good guide on their website that covers door and gate thickness, clearance requirements, and other key measurements. Be sure to double or even triple check this before making a purchase to avoid any compatibility issues. Another factor to consider is your existing door hardware. In our case, we already had a smart lock, so installation was a bit more complex. The engineer had to remove the existing hardware, then drill and route the door to create space for the lock cassette and components. The process itself is relatively quick, taking about an hour, but it's quite messy and noisy, so if you work from home, you might want to avoid scheduling any meetings during the installation. The next consideration depends on your door's finish. If your door is painted, then there is a chance that some paint might chip during the installation. If you want your door to look pristine, you might need to arrange for touch-ups or repainting yourself. Prism does offer basic patchwork, but anything more might come with an additional charge. I'd recommend checking out their terms and conditions or reaching out to them in advance if you are unsure. Once everything's installed, I'd have to say it looks pretty sleek. Prism highlights the lock's slim profile, and while I wouldn't have minded if the lock stuck out a bit more, it definitely has a premium look and feel. Setting it up was pretty quick. The engineer will walk you through the basic features, and the rest of the setup is done through the app. The initial step is to establish the Bluetooth connection between your phone and the lock, after which you can set up the Wi-Fi gateway to enable remote access. From there, you can invite your household members, configure various authentication methods, tweak settings, and view access logs to monitor entry history. My favorite feature is the camera. I really like that I can walk up to the door and it will automatically unlock. It's not super fast, you kind of have to stand there for a bit, which is good in a way. I wouldn't want it scanning every single person that walks by. There are also 4 sensitivity settings to adjust how close you need to be for facial recognition to work. Ours is set to medium, which detects the face between 0.8 and 1 meter. You can also disable auto detection or extend the range if needed. I've occasionally had issues with fingerprint scanner not recognizing my print on the first try, sometimes needing 2 or 3 attempts. At one point I even triggered the lockout alarm after too many failed entries, which was a bit frustrating. Fortunately, there is a simple fix. Register your fingerprint multiple times with slightly different angles, just like we used to do on older smartphones. After doing this, recognition has become much more reliable. This brings us to a notable issue we experienced after the install. When the door was closed too softly, the latch did not fully engage with the door frame, leaving the door unlocked and sometimes even sliding open. When the door was closed with greater power, it locked every time. This happened to us a few times, which wasn't ideal. So we reached out to Prism support and they were able to send somebody over and change the metal plate on the door frame to align it better. And that seems to have fixed the problem completely. One potential recommendation to prevent this issue, and generally to ensure your door stays closed, would be installing a door closer, which would ensure the door fully closes each time, allowing the lock to engage properly. However, that does come with additional costs, so it's something to consider. I was pleasantly surprised to see that there's also mechanical key override for emergency situations. It's discreetly hidden behind the handle and can only be accessed by pressing the small button underneath, then sliding the handle aside. While it takes a bit of force to operate, it works reliably when needed. Another feature Prism advertises is specific for users who have lockable gate and door combo. This system allows you to sync them, so authenticating at the gate unlocks both, and the same goes for locking back up. Additionally, you can generate PIN code for delivery drivers that grants access only to the gate, allow them to leave parcels in a secure area while keeping the main door locked. Unfortunately, we don't have a gate, so we can't fully test this feature. In case the battery dies due to missed alerts, you can quickly restore power using USB-C ports at the bottom, allowing access via power bank. It's a clever failsafe that ensures you are never locked out. Speaking of batteries, the Prism Sentinel Pro is equipped with a large 37-watt battery, which is easy to remove using a pull tab at the top of the unit. It charges via USB-C, making recharging very straightforward. The advertised battery life is between 8 and 12 months for the standard version and 6 to 9 months for the Pro, with the shorter lifespan primarily due to the power demands of the 3D facial recognition camera. During our first month of testing, the battery level dropped from 61% to 36%, which gives a good indication of a real-world battery performance under regular use. Obviously, this really depends on your situation, how often the door is opened and how frequently the camera scans for recognition, even when somebody is just standing near the door. While I would not say that we are heavily using this lock, I work from home, so our usage is likely above average. Also, we did a fair amount of testing, so that likely drained it even further. Based on this, I'd estimate our particular battery life to be closer to 4 or 5 months, which I'm personally quite happy with. For reference, our previous lock struggled to last 2 months and became completely unusable once the battery drained. On the Sentinel Pro, removing the battery completely disables its smart features, leaving only manual operation with the physical knob inside or the key override on the outside. Without power, the deadbolt won't even engage, so the latch alone keeps the door closed. To be safe, you can purchase an additional battery to swap them between charges. Overall, the Prism Sentinel Pro has been mostly a great experience, and I genuinely enjoy the convenience and premium feel it brings to daily use. The 3D facial recognition is a standout feature. I love walking up to the door and having it unlock automatically. I think this is a well-executed smart lock that delivers on its promises. It's not perfect and there are more features that can be included, but for most households right now, this is a great upgrade. Thanks for watching. If you think this lock might be what you need, check out the link below for more details. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.